Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Lessons of the... Wait, this isn't Lessons of the Woods, this is a different podcast today. Today we are Lessons of the Football Field. As everybody knows, if you've been listening, you know Kyle and I both like football. Even though he's a Packers fan and I'm a Vikings fan, we still somehow are friends. It's worked out so far. Anyway, we try not to talk football too much, but now we're talking football. In this special episode, I'm your host, Dylan Porter, and with me is our co-host, Kyle Weber, and this is Lessons of the Football Field, presented by 10 Point Whitetails. So Kyle and I both made lists, and we've not seen each other's lists, of ranking all 32 2023 starting quarterbacks. Now, this is based off what information we have available to us. You know, there's some disconsternation. Is Sam Darnold starting over Brock Purdy? Is Trey Lance starting? Who's starting out of that group? Nobody knows. Mostly because surgeries and injuries. So this is what we know at this time. I think we differ a little bit on who we actually think the starting quarterback of one of these teams is. But that's where we're at. So with that, Kyle has a format he would like to have us proceed in.
So I'm going to
have him go ahead with it.
This is based on who we think is going to have the best year. Not Hall of Fame career, not who's the better quarterback. There's a couple on here that they're a better quarterback by far, but I think they're going to have a worse year, so it's not their skill set, but who's going to have a better year in general. And then we're going to do a
disclaimer.
Live.
I didn't follow that prompt as well because I didn't do my homework like Kyle. Mine's more, who would I rather have?
He never follows rules. He's always beats to his own drum.
Vikings fans, man.
When we do a podcast on Super Bowl night, and it's the halftime show, and we're going to pull this podcast up. We're going to see what our lists were. We're going to see how bad we got this. See if we're made out to be an NFL scout for the NFL. Anyways, for one of the teams. So we're going to start with the bottom 5.
Okay. So I went with the assumption that Sam Darnold is starting because Trey Lance, I think he's going to be traded. I don't know where he's going. I'd like him to come to Minnesota, but I think he's going to be traded. And Brock Purdy's not scheduled to be back till week 6, I think, after his Tommy John surgery. So Sam Darnold, I think, is the worst quarterback in the NFL. Hands down. Bottom 5, number 32, not good. Then, just based on the fact that I don't know a ton about the rest of them.
Sam Darnold for what team?
For the 49ers. He's on the 49ers currently. I
know. You gotta say their name and their team.
I suppose.
What if I say, Cam Newton back to the Patriots?
Yeah, that could be. That'd be really interesting.
Go ahead.
Actually.
32, Sam Darnold.
31.
49ers.
I have Desmond Ridder with the Falcons. I just don't think the Falcons are much of a team. I didn't see anything positive out of him last year. Did he play it all last year? Matt Ryan's retiring. No, Matt Ryan played for the Colts. So Marcus Mariota is no longer the quarterback of the Falcons. I believe they will start Desmond Ridder for the Falcons. I just am not impressed with him. Sam Howell for the Commanders. I didn't see anything spectacular there. All 3 of the quarterbacks the Commanders played last year, which was Carson Wentz, Taylor Heineke, Minnesota homeboy here. I don't know if he's lived in Minnesota. He was a Minnesota Viking for a brief period of time. Wish we'd have kept him. And then they started Sam Howell over both of them. They were kind of a garbage fire last year as a team. So I got him at 30. Number 29, I got Kenny Pickett with the Steelers. I just know nothing about him. I'm not impressed by the Steelers. Were they starting Mason Rudolph last year? I don't remember. And then this one's going to make a lot of Bears fans mad. I got number 28 overall, Justin Fields. I've seen nothing spectacular out of him. He's had 1 or 2 good games. What does he have, 7 wins in his career in the NFL so far? And the Bears, I think, are a trash heap.
Unpopular opinion.
Right there,
Justin Fields at 28.
Mm-hmm. That would be, is that 4? That's 5. That's my bottom 5 right there.
Okay.
What do you got?
So similar. Your Justin Fields is catches me off guard, but
yep.
I have Sam Howell for the Commanders at 32. So you were at what, 30?
Yes.
he's got some starts. He's got a start, right? So he's got some reps. So but the Commanders are a dumpster fire, to say the least.
The team's transitioning to new ownership. Are they going to keep the GM?
They want to sell or just
it ain't good.
31. I have Desmond Ritter for the
Hey,
Atlanta
me too.
Falcons. So, they're going to start new. They're going to start fresh. They're going to run through the ground, and he's a rookie. So, he was okay as a rookie, I should say. He wasn't like, anyways.
Yeah.
So 31, Desmond Ritter. 30, a guy I hate.
Uh-oh.
I hate Baker Mayfield.
Really? That low?
That low.
Wow.
He Panthers, the Rams, his ego.
He came in for the Rams and scored 50 points his first game.
No, I don't think he's got it. I think he's a Johnny Football.
You know who the Vikings play first in this year? Baker Mayfield with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I think, yeah.
I think it's a win.
They're going from Tom Brady, who is methodical in every. I wet my right eyebrow. Okay, that changed. That's a whole audible. Baker Mayfield's going to go, I'm going to make this thing up, and you better figure it out, otherwise I'm going to throw you under the bus at the press.
Yep.
All right. 29. Sticking with the Tom Brady. His protege, Mac Jones.
Really? All the way down at 29?
Yep. They got a new coordinator. I don't 29, Mac Jones.
Interesting.
28, Kenny Pickett, the Steelers.
Okay.
Similar to you, but he's got a
long way to go.
But it's the Steelers. I'm not saying again, this is about, in my opinion, who's going to have a better year. And him on the Steelers, I don't think he's going to have a better year. It has nothing to do with his character, nothing to do with his skill set. It's purely, you're on the Steelers, good luck.
Yep.
So it's 28. Kenny Pickett, Steelers. So that's my bottom. Kenny Pickett, Mac Jones, Baker Mayfield, Desmond Ritter, Sam Howell.
Baker Mayfield that low? I'm actually shocked. I have not much higher, but not that low.
Rookies, where's Baker Mayfield for you?
Baker Mayfield is sitting in at 18.
Okay.
Because I think he's serviceable as a quarterback or a decent backup, and I would prefer to have him over the quarterbacks below him just because I think there's enough potential upside if he has somebody who can control him.
Sure.
That's the tricky part.
And then I get into some rookies, So
do you want to do the next 5?
The rookies are low, but only because they're rookies that you don't know what they're going to do. So.
Okay. So
how about our NFC North group? Start at the bottom.
Justin Fields at number 28.
Can't believe that.
I think he could have a good year, but I also think he's way overhyped. He hasn't done anything to prove anything. He is a running back who occasionally throws the ball, but everybody's saying, oh, he's going to be the next Lamar Jackson. No, he's not. He's not good yet. He could be good. Prove it. Justin Fields. Okay, who's your lowest NFC North?
My lowest is number 24, Jordan Love.
That low for Jordan Love. Man, now you're almost in lockstep with me.
I just, he's the guy now. There's nobody to replace him as far as a backup quarterback. So if he is not it, it's going to be rough. But I also think, although we have a good structure in the coaching department, the field's a disaster. Now that the player is only thing holding everybody together last year was Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have rookie or borderline rookie wide receivers, and we have a rookie quarterback.
Basically,
I'm calling him a rookie.
But what about that game against the number 1 defense, the Eagles last year? He put up like 30 points or something.
Fine.
I mean, they were down by 40 when he started. So
prove me wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to hand it off to Dillon and Jones. Run it. We have a good offensive line. We have a good defense. But that's what's going to happen. His pass attempts are going to be low. His completions are going to be low. His yards are going to be low. So in this hypothetical comparison, he's going to have a bad year.
Yep.
I'm not saying the Packers are going to be bad. Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon can do some damage.
You guys are going to have a stacked defense, too.
And we have a stacked defense, so if we can keep it under 20 points and A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones can do their damage, Jordan Love is going to have a bad statistical year. He's going to throw an interception for every touchdown.
Yeah, probably.
He's going to have low stats, low yards, low attempts, so.
Okay. I got Jordan Love ranked at 27th overall.
Wow,
So it goes
NFC North is
Justin
low.
Fields, Jordan Love. I don't think either of those are going to have. I just don't see it happening. Same thing you were saying. I just don't see it.
Okay.
Okay. What's the next one? Where do you got Fields ranked?
How do you know it's Fields?
Well, you can't have Fields above Kirk, can you? Who's going to have the better year? That's what you're saying.
I have Fields at 16.
Okay.
He is one of the ones that I think kind of fell in there. Like, I don't want to put him too much lower because he's above, for example, he's above Tua and Stafford. I have 16, 17, 18. He's ahead of Russell Wilson. He's even ahead of Kyler Murray.
I disagree with you on a lot of those.
Really?
Of those. Yep.
So, anyway, Justin Fields is at 16.
Okay.
That one kind of just fell there. It was an open spot. I was like, yeah, you're better than him, but no, you're not better than him, and that's where you get. So, not much thought besides that.
Okay. Well, we know where I got Justin Fields, 28, and Jordan Love, 27. And I am kind of a homer, but I'm not a super homer. So if I were to say my next highest, I have coming in at 11th, Kirk Cousins. As high as 11. That's as high as I could even think to put him. And that's behind... I actually have Tua listed above him. Yep. I think Tua, when he's healthy, he can throw, and I think he'll have a good season.
Okay.
So, I got Tua at 9th. Where'd you drop my boy Kirko Chains?
Well, Kirk is not my next.
He's not your next.
Where's Goff on yours?
I have him at 8 overall.
Wow.
I do, because I think he's been to the Super Bowl. He's shown that if the offense suits him correctly, he can play. Amon-Ra St. Brown went off last year. I think Jameson Williams is going to have a good year. I'm hoping. Not really, but I think for Lions fans, they're hoping he's going to have a good year. They got a good defense. They got a good offensive line. I think competitively, it's going to be the Lions and Vikings in a competitive race for the NFC North.
All right. So
and I would prefer Jared Goff, also based on contract too. I prefer Jared Goff over Kirko.
But you think Jared Goff and the Lions will have a better season than Vikings? I know you didn't go by that stat, but based on that, you think Jared Goff will have a better season than Kirk statistically? And
I don't know if I'd say statistically, but I think Jared knows how to. He knows how to win in primetime.
Okay. So, my top two, NFC North, I also have Kirk Cousins at 11.
Hey, we fell right in lockstep there.
So you're going to be mad at who's in 10.
If Aaron Rodgers is in 10, you're just wrong.
No. Number 10 is just Deshaun Watson.
See, I have Deshaun Watson 12.
Okay. So I think he's going to have a good year. So that's not so we agree on Kirk Cousins being at 11.
Yep.
I have Jared Goff at 13.
Okay, you got him a little bit closer than I do. Yep.
I think Kirk Cousins, who is a thrower, who has had 4 years of statistical. Thank you. Good years. You look at his stats, he's got a good year, and that's what I base this on.
He has 3 of the best passing seasons in Viking history.
So, I don't think he was top 10, and that was a big argument I had with myself, but I said Jared Goff was right there. If it wasn't 11-12, it was going to be 11-13.
If Jared Goff didn't have the supporting cast he has right now, as well as a much more friendly contract, Jared Goff would be lower on my list.
Yep. And I mean, they got momentum. The Lions are a scary team. I mean, they didn't get it done this year, but the last 10 games, they beat every good team. The Lions beat every good team except for going 1-5 or 1-6 or whatever it was.
I mean, they beat the Vikings. They look good. They beat the Packers. They look good.
Beat the Eagles, didn't they?
They did, didn't they? They were putting up 40 plus a game and still losing.
So, Kirk at 11, Jared Goff at 13. I did sneak Brock Purdy in at 12.
12. Yep. I don't know. That's a lot of supporting cast. But again, you're saying is a team going to have a better year with him. I didn't rank him because I don't think he's going to be the starter. He's not going to be healthy.
And so, for example, anybody wondering, statistically, yes, he's going to have lower yards. He's going to have this because he's going to be missing games. But if you do yards per game, you do yards per attempt, you do touchdowns to interceptions, those stats, I think his will be 12. That's what I think they'll be. Yeah. So,
and I know the 49ers are excited about him. They're planning on starting him.
Yep.
When he's able to play.
Like you said, 6, top 6. So six games out.
So backing up, you're saying Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback in the NFC North right now?
I think statistically he will have the best year, yes.
With that addition of Jordan Addison, I think it's going to be good. But guess what? Jordan Addison was held out of training camp either yesterday or the day before with an undisclosed minor injury.
I think the Lions win the division. I think the Packers beat the Bears. So it's going to go Lions, Vikings, Packers, Bears. I have no faith in the Bears. The Bears are a trash heap. But I like LaFleur. I think the Packers are going to do okay. I don't think it'll be like 12-4 or what is it?
17 games now, so 12-5.
I think it's going to be a 12-5, an 11-6, an 8-9, and a 7-10. Kind of like that's
I could see it shaking out that way. When I look at the Vikings schedules, I see 11 wins if things go well.
Yeah.
Should be 10. I think their over-under is like 8 to 10
sure.
by Vegas. So makes sense.
Let's go to the top 4. Or should we do top 5?
Top 5.
All right, top 5.
Who do you got number 1 overall?
Nope, top 5.
Number 5 overall? I stuck Lamar Jackson in there. I think he's better than everybody below him, but not as good as the people above him.
Okay.
He is that glorified running back quarterback. He did get the bag on his contract, which is going to make his team's life tough. But also the guy next above him got the bag on his contract too. So, I think 5. I think he's going to settle right in there. I think if he can stay healthy and the team can stay healthy, they're playoff bound. Whether that's going to happen or not, nobody knows. Number 4. I hate to do this. Jalen Hurts. I hate it.
Okay.
I hate it. But I think he's one of the top 5 quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And he ain't 5.
Super Bowl.
He was at the Super Bowl. He took that next step last year. And we'll see if he takes any more steps this year. Number 3 overall, I got Josh Allen. I think he's a gunslinger. I think he knows how to win. I think he can sling that ball. He's probably going to lose Stephon Diggs, though, so that's why he can't be any higher than 3, because Stephon wants out, because he's a drama queen. Number 2 overall, I got Joe Burrow. You got to give it to him. I think he's right there. And number 1, undisputed at this point in time, for the foreseeable future, is Patty M.
Undisputed.
Nobody's as good as him. I hate that I sound the way I'm speaking right now, but he's been to the AFC Championship every year of his career. 5 times. He's won 2 Super Bowls now, or is it 3? 2. Just 2. He's won 2. He's like 27. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He is heading Tom Brady's direction at the speed of light. He could get there. He's signed to like a 10-year contract. The guy's not going anywhere. Andy Reid is signed to a 10-year contract. He's not going anywhere. they're scary, scary team. Scary team. And the Vikings play them this year, I'm pretty sure. They do. And I think it's at Arrowhead, too, so that's going to be awful. Our defense is trash. Okay, your turn.
Well, it should be noted that my top 5 does not include Lamar Jackson.
Okay, where's he at?
Lamar Jackson is a number 7.
Okay. I want to see who you put ahead of him.
There.
He's up there. He's right there. I bet my 6 and 7 and 5, 6 and 7. I bet we got real similar. It's just some swapping.
So Lamar Jackson 7, but number 5, guy you haven't brought up, Justin Herbert.
I got him at 6.
Okay, he's a 5 to me. I looked at the list and 6, 7, 8, and 9. I was like, Justin Herbert. He's better than all them. But I couldn't argue the Josh Allen. I couldn't argue the Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. I couldn't. So, number 4 is Josh Allen.
Okay.
He hasn't made it to a Super Bowl yet.
That's true.
Whether it's the Bills' fault or not, he hasn't been to a Super Bowl. But the 3 in front of him have Jalen Hurts at number 3.
So we got those 2 swapped.
Joey B.
Number 2.
Number 2. And Patrick Mahomes as the undisputed number 1. 5 conference championships, 2 Super Bowls, the stats out the wazoo.
And he did it last year without Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill left. Everybody's like, oh, no, they're going to fall off a cliff. Nope. Yep. Tyreek who? We don't need him.
Yeah, it is Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. I think there is a 2 or 3 click difference between Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is good, but there's 3 clicks between him and Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts, 2 and 3, they could switch. Last year Jalen Hurts was in the Super Bowl, but Joe Burrow could have just as soon been there.
Yep.
Justin Herbert and Josh Allen haven't been to a Super Bowl. They have to prove that. If this year Josh Allen and Justin Herbert got to the Super Bowl, they would be 2 and 3.
Yep.
If either one of them got to the Super Bowl, I could argue for them being a 2 and 3. But until somebody puts 5 conference games on there, Patrick Mahomes is in a realm of his own.
Undisputed. There's nobody as good as him. And to think the Bears passed on him for Mitch Trubisky.
Yep.
The poor
Bears. He's not on the list. He's not on my list.
He might be starting for the Steelers over Kenny Pickett. That's who they had play quarterback last year.
So, give me your unpopular opinion low. Like, which one you're like, give me your low.
My lowest unpopular opinion?
Yeah, like the one people would raise hell for.
What's the other there? I got Daniel Jones all the way down to 25. He just signed a $40-some million contract per year. He won a playoff game over the Minnesota Vikings where our defense was trash. I don't think he's that good.
Where do you have him?
25.
Okay, I got him at 15.
Okay. So significantly lower. I just don't think he's that good. I think if the scheme fits, he can be good. But similar to Kirk Cousins, but not as good. He needs everything to go right around him. Everything has to be perfect, and then he can succeed. There was whole games last year where Saquon Barkley was the entire offense.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, it's an unpopular opinion, but it's not. I have him higher.
Mm-hmm.
You said 25th?
Yep. Okay.
I would say mine would be Jimmy G at 23.
Oh, see, I don't have him that much higher. I have him at 19.
Okay. I don't think he's going to have a good year. He's already hurt, or he failed his physical, so he had 2 surgeries or something.
Well, and he's coming into play for Derek Carr's old position, and Derek Carr and Jimmy G are the same person. So,
yep.
Just one's way better
it's
looking.
The Raiders. I was really hoping we were going to shove Aaron Rodgers over there.
Mm-hmm.
And get Derek Carr. Get a guy with some reps rather than Jordan Love, and let Jordan Love and try to beat Derek Carr for the spot. See if Jordan Love can do it. Give them both fair crack at it. And if Derek Carr is sitting the bench, we dumped Aaron Rodgers and dumped a bunch of, hopefully he's got some trades for it. But they didn't do that. I don't know if they laid an egg on that deal, but they did not do very well.
No.
So I before we get to the unpopular opinion of high, because I think we're going to talk about the same person. Where do you got Russell Wilson?
21.
19.
See, I got 19, 20, 21 or Jimmy G, Derek Carr, and Russell Wilson.
Okay.
That's my three in a row there. And if you'd have told me a year ago that I'd be saying that about Russell Wilson, I'd be like, there's no way. Guy's one of the best. He's top 10, easy, top 5 maybe. But, man, he fell off a cliff, and I don't know if it's the team, if it's the coaching. That remains yet to be seen. He needs to prove he is who he says he is, because he is not as of last year. I've never seen a quarterback fall off a cliff so fast in my life. He had almost less touchdowns last year than he has bathrooms in his house. Like 12.
And I don't think it's the organization, personally.
They were doing better with Drew Lock behind the helm.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. So I'm shocked about Russell Wilson being that far down. But honestly, I think every quarterback I have ahead of him, I prefer.
Yep, exactly. All right. Unpopular opinion. The guy none of us want to talk about. What's your unpopular opinion on your high?
Well, I already told you Jared Goff I think is high.
Yeah.
And I think the other so I have 6 is Justin Herbert, we talked about. 7 is Trevor Lawrence, we talked about, or we haven't talked about, but I think that makes sense for him there.
I have him at 8.
Makes sense. Jared Goff I have high at 8, which we talked about. I'm going to say Tua. Unpopular opinion, I have him all the way up at 9.
I have him at 17.
I think he can sling it if he gets the right situation around him. I think the Dolphins are on the rise. I think the Patriots and I think the Jets are going to fall off in that division. And I think the Dolphins will be number 2 in that division behind the Bills. That's what I think.
My unpopular opinion on the high is number 6.
Which is?
Number 6. Your former enemy, Aaron
You have him
Rodgers.
that high?
I do.
This is
why.
Crazy.
He is everything he's always been. Statistically, great. High touchdowns, low interceptions, lots of yards, pass first offense. Whatever, right? It's all about me. I'm not gonna throw it into dangerous spots. I'm gonna protect the ball. We're gonna throw. That's how he was at the Packers. That's how he's gonna be at the Jets. Problem at the Jets is nobody's sick of him yet, and his drama queen stuff. So they're gonna give him everything he wants. You want to throw? Guess what? We got you Lazard. We got you Cobb. We got you this guy. We got you that guy, and you're not gonna hand it to the running back ever. So statistically, he's going to have a great year. He's not going to be MVP. He's not going to be the leading passer for yards, but he's going to throw 4,000 yards. He's going to throw 30 touchdowns, and he's going to throw less than 5 interceptions. So statistically, the Jets are going to give him anything and everything he wants.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to, like I just said, 4, 30, and less than 5.
So I have Aaron Rodgers ranked at 16 overall.
You think that's because the team is going to be that bad?
I think the team was good with Zach freaking Wilson. I think he's going to fall off a cliff. That's what I think. I think he started to show it 2 years ago. He struggled last year, and not just because people were sick of him. He struggled. He was not himself, and I think all this crazy off-season stuff that he's been doing, he shows up to training camp and gets hurt right away. I think He is 40 years old, almost.
Going on 40, yeah.
I don't think he's kept himself in as good a physical shape as Tom Brady did at that stage of his career, and I think he's going to fall off. I think he's been riding his laurels, and he thinks he's better than he is, and his body's not going to keep up. I'm predicting a decline by Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
I think that's his sophomore year. I think all of that happens his sophomore year at Jets.
That's year 2 then.
Yep. So same thing. Brett Favre went there. Then he went to the Vikings. They had a good year. They had all the momentum. They had all the excitement, all the stir. Everybody was feeling it. Brett Favre was still the same player that was with the Packers that won a 9-6 year.
He also had a better situation around him with the Vikings, though. Percy Harvin, young Adrian Peterson, Sidney Rice, I think.
But there was this honeymoon phase. I'm giving Aaron Rodgers that honeymoon phase. So,
but argument against Russell Wilson should have had that honeymoon phase. Yeah, it was bad. It was very bad.
Yeah.
Also, keep in mind, former quarterback coach for Aaron Rodgers was Nathaniel Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett was the head coach in Denver. Sucked. Nathaniel Hackett was hired by the Jets. I don't remember what position.
Assistant coach of some.
Yeah, I just don't know. I think things are going to go poorly, and I don't know what it's going to be.
No, he's my number 6. I think 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, less than 5 interceptions. Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. Yes, they're going to all do better than that. But I don't think Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence, or Dak Prescott, which are my 7, 8, 9, I don't think they have those stats. So statistically, that's he's going to have a good year. They're going to go 11-6, and then sophomore year he'll retire with $125 million in his pocket.
Okay, let's run through names we haven't talked about real quick. Where do you got Geno Smith? Because I think you're running out of time. You said you had to leave not too long.
Oh wait, yeah. Geno Smith, 14.
See, I have him at 10. I actually have him above Kirk Watson combo there.
Okay.
I think he could be better than them if he keeps up last year's pace. He could fall off a cliff if he keeps up last year's pace.
He's been good. He's been good as long. He's been like, I guess he's been middle ground his entire career that he's been able to play.
Yeah.
He's a good backup. I didn't think he was better than Jared Goff, but I thought he was better than Daniel Jones. Even though Daniel Jones just got paid, that's where I put him, 14. So
okay, Ryan Tannehill. I got him at 13. Just behind. So it goes Geno, Kirk, Watson, Ryan.
I got him at 25th.
Seriously, way down there.
Yep.
Wow.
Well,
you are
here's
not
the
high
thing.
on the Ryan Tannehill.
It's the Tennessee Titans. They're going to be run first.
Yes and no, because they almost traded Derrick Henry. They're changing.
Well, that's true, but I mean, he's good. I'm not 20. I think he's a better skilled quarterback than Jordan Love is.
Yes.
Which Jordan Love's 24 and Tannehill's 5. But I just don't think he'll have the stats.
He might not. He kind of fell off last year towards the end. I maybe am a little high on him, but I also have him above Dak Prescott, but I hate Dak Prescott. So Dak would be next on my list at 14.
I have Dak at... Where is he?
You don't even have him on the list.
Yeah, I do.
Oh. 33 overall?
Huh?
33
Yeah, 30.
overall?
Where is Dak? There he is. 8th. 9th.
9th. You're high on him. I just think he gets hurt right away. He is what the media likes to say Kirk Cousins is. That's what he is actually. And Kirk Cousins is what they think Dak Prescott is actually. That's how I look at that situation. Like, he's meh. When things go well, he can be good, but I don't think he's that good. You have him at 8th or 9th, you said.
9th.
That's wild. Okay, next on my list here, Kyler Murray at 15.
Ooh, he's 20th for me.
20th. Okay.
I actually have him below Russell Wilson.
So I don't have him below Russell Wilson because I got Russell Wilson at 21st. I think Kyler Murray. I actually have Kyler above Aaron Rodgers based on who I'd prefer to have too. I think Kyler, when things are going well, he's really good. He can be really good. Only issue he really has is he's too short to see over his offensive linemen, and that makes his life tough. So yeah, he has to scramble more.
I think when he scrambles, he's dangerous. I think he makes mistakes and rushes for it. So
Okay. Yeah. So I got Kyler 15, Aaron 16, Matt Stafford with the Rams. I have at 17. Where'd you drop him in at?
actually pretty high. Let me see here.
High. He won 3 games last year and was broken. Matt Stafford gets broken a lot though.
18.
18? Okay. Right behind him. We almost are the same on him.
He just won a Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, he fell off last year, but I almost want to put him ahead of Aaron Rodgers. But again, Matthew Stafford's things have to be right. Aaron Rodgers will give him that. Things don't have to be right. He can make something out of nothing. Matthew Stafford needs things to be... At this stage in his career, Matthew Stafford needs things to be right around him. I'd say in the past, not so. Because the Lions never had anything right.
If Matthew Stafford would have been on any other team besides the Lions,
he'd have won a couple Super Bowls.
He'd have a couple Super Bowls, and he'd be HOF. Like, even right now, people are like, well, and I also think they give the HOF away, Hall of Fame away, to any significant name. I hate that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think he's a gunslinger. I think he's better teammate. He's a better team player.
Plays through injury if he can.
Yep, but last year's debacle, and the team's falling apart now because now you got to figure all the contracts they wrote, all the money they spent to win the Super Bowl.
They're paying $75 million in dead cap this year.
Yep.
I think they're just eating their dead cap because they have Aaron Donald still, and they're like, well, let's just see what happens. We'll play it, see what we can do, and next year they're going to start rebuilding. But they are not in a position to rebuild this year.
Yep, exactly. I agree. So.
Okay. I only got 4 more here on my list that we didn't talk about. Derek Carr, where you got him listed? I got him at 20. Behind Jimmy G, but ahead of Russell Wilson because they're the same. They're the same quarterback.
I got him at 22. One ahead of Jimmy G.
All right. Excuse me. I got him behind Jimmy G, but those two are pretty much interchangeable.
Yep.
Then I got the 3 rookies here in no particular order, really, but I would rather have Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, or Bryce Young ahead of Daniel Jones, Mac Jones, Jordan Love, Justin Fields, Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell, Desmond Ridder, and Sam Darnold. So I got them at 22, 23, 24. I would rather have them. I don't know if they're going to have better seasons because they're rookies. They could be awful or they could be great. They're rookies. So I got them 22, 23, 24. Anthony Richardson at the first, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young.
So I got, and I said this before, I have Sam Howell, who's not a rookie, but Desmond Ridder at 31 because the Falcons are a debacle.
Yep.
Kenny Pickett at the Steelers because the Steelers are a debacle.
Yep.
CJ Stroud at the Texans is 27.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson debacle. I mean, JJ Watt's gone. What's left of the Texans? So those 27, 31, those are back there. Anthony Richardson at 26. So 26, 27, and 31 basically for the rookies. Bryce Young, I have at 21.
Oh, okay.
The Panthers are good, I think.
They got Adam Thielen now.
Yep. They shouldn't have gotten rid of
DJ Moore.
No, McCaffrey.
But
I mean, I'm sure there's other factors than just if
they wouldn't have got rid of McCaffrey, they wouldn't have been able to get Bryce Young. It wouldn't have happened.
So I am hopeful that Bryce Young and the Panthers will do better. Like he's one behind So I got Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, and then Bryce Young.
Okay.
19, 20, 21.
I can see that.
So I think Bryce Young will be the standout rookie. That's I guess what I'm getting at.
Gotcha. Well, I think we covered every quarterback in the NFL currently.
Deshaun Watson for you.
Deshaun Watson, I got him stuck in at 12.
Oh, and I'm at 10.
Yep. I actually
don't
kept
like the
track.
guy.
I kept track of your notes here so we can compare, or your positioning versus my positioning. We can compare later.
Yep.
But
I don't like the guy, but
I don't either. But I think if he can be back to where he's been, he's had a year with the Browns.
And I argue, Kirk Cousins is probably better than Deshaun Watson.
I got them 11 and 12.
And I have 10, 11.
Yeah.
So
I think they're right there. That's really funny. We both had 11 for Kirko.
yeah, I didn't think he was a 10. I really don't think Deshaun Watson is, but Deshaun Watson again was one of the ones like who was it? Justin Fields. That just kind of fell somewhere. Like I got to put him in. He's not worse than this guy, but he's not better than this guy. Okay, you're here. So
yeah.
And I think except for the top 5, I think any one of these could go 1 or 2 up or down.
Yep.
Matthew Stafford at 18, he could go 17 or 19. Yeah, I don't know. The top 5 though is rock solid.
Yeah. Other than a couple of swaps back and forth. But
Dog's knocking on the door.
Of course, they need to come in too. So, but I mean, it's going to be a fun season. I think we're going to learn a lot real fast. We might look at this week 1 and be like, "Wow, that was wrong." A rookie could come out and surprise us. I mean, I wouldn't be totally shocked. I have no idea who's playing for the Colts other than Anthony Richardson. I wouldn't be totally shocked if he came out and ran for 2 touchdowns and threw 3 his debut. It's possible. He's got a really high ceiling, but there's a lot to deal with. I also wouldn't be shocked if Baker Mayfield puts up 35 points against the Vikings week 1.
Right.
Brand new defense. Who freaking knows? Granted, we have a defensive coordinator now who's going to allow Harrison Smith to blitz, and Harrison Smith likes to blitz a lot. So that could be fun. Baker might see the turf more than he sees the field. But okay.
All right.
Anything else?
But I better head out. So let's
We'll wrap her up. So
Yep.
Thanks for listening to this episode, the premiere episode of Lessons of the Football Field. We'll probably do more if people like it. We'll see. We like talking football, so we'll do more stuff during the season for sure. Maybe we should rank all 32 teams next. That's what people do, right? They rank teams instead of just quarterbacks. But yeah. So catch us next week. We'll probably be talking more hunting stuff if we get time to get around to recording something. So Lessons of the Woods on Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube. That's where you can find us. And yeah, every Friday at 7 p.m. if things go well. So thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week.